Hello guys, and welcome back to another tour of the Allotment Family Diary Tilly's plot. Today we're going to be doing a September tour of my plot. So welcome, and here we go.
Right, so yeah, we're here at Tilly's plot, Mum's plot, and you've had your allotment for about 10 years, haven't you?
I have, yes, yeah, and you'll have to forgive, it's got a bit woolly and untidy at the moment because we've had a family bereavement, and what with one thing and another, haven't really been able to come up that much for the past few weeks. So I'm going to get cracking, and before I do, you'll have a tour of untidiness, basically.
Yeah, we'll have a look. Just apologies in advance if it's windy. It's always windy up here. I don't know if you saw the 24-hour video, but we had a microphone malfunction. Amazon still hasn't refunded me for the other mics, so we don't have any clip-on mics, but hopefully it'll be all right. We'll see. Well, it is windy.
Yeah, it is a bit, isn't it? To begin with, here are our corn. They've actually been quite successful, and I've had two sections of them in your usual grid that you do with corn, and some of these are starting to get really big now. They don't seem to be too affected by the wind, and what I'm doing, when we've finished a stalk, the chickens have the stalk because they love the leaves and things to peck about. So, and they also love the leaves off here, and they're really sweet actually.
Yeah, they are. The first couple weren't that great, but now they're really nice. And
it's incredible F1 variety. Up here we've got parsnips that I think are going to be doing quite well because they're quite big already, and at this time of the year normally you can barely see them, or you can barely see mine anyway. Last year I had them where the chickens were, so this year I put them here, and a fault of mine as usual is to put them too close to the tomato bed, but the tomatoes are coming up today now. They've had it.
Yeah, yours have got blight. Well, the blight's come back, hasn't it?
I know. Now I don't know whether this indigo cherry drops variety is blight resistant, but they're not long after the season came and they were planted and the fruit started to come, they all started blight. So I immediately cut it all off, bagged it up, took it off site, and to be honest, it's been virtually clear, hasn't it, until, well, the past week or so.
Yeah, it's this weather that we've had, and the cold nights, and then really hot during the day.
I think
rain.
It is, yeah.
So right, well, so
right.
corn.
This is the remainder of the first crop of corn that we're eating. I'm not sure there's any left now on this side, but the chickens will have these anyway, and finish off all the leaves and so on. There is a butternut squash plant in there, and also the other side, and there are a couple of squashes. Normally I have a whole bed full of squash, but I was a bit pushed for space, so I have to think about that for next year. The wildlife pond, it had one sort out earlier. I'm going to be sorting that out, getting rid of some of the weed. I'm going to have to be very careful because there's newts in there. That's why I don't really touch it that much. And so I don't want to destroy their habitat, but it is becoming a bit overwhelmed with weed and so on. And in the box in the corner, the corrugated box, there's a hedgehog house, and I need to sort that one out because I don't think we've had any hedgehogs there. We don't generally see them here, to be honest.
No. Oh, let's get in. Right, it's in here. You can just see the roof. Oh, look, who is here? It's Chase.
Hello, Chase.
As usual. Hi.
This is quite a good idea. I had an old water trough for chickens that someone gave me that's quite rusted, and an old lid of a dustbin. So I've sort of cobbled together a bird watering thing.
Bird watering area.
Yes. So that they can stand on there and then just dip their beaks or whatever. And it's been quite successful.
Just teleported inside the polytunnel. There's the onions drying out.
Yeah, they're going to go back, I think, today. And also I've got some green tomato chutney on the go, and it needs red onions, so I'll be taking those back to do that.
Tilly didn't want me to film in here because she said it's a mess.
It is a mess, and I haven't used it, to be honest, this summer. So anything in it has virtually seeded itself.
That's what the Cape gooseberries are doing all right.
Yeah, but they're not doing as well as the outdoor ones.
Yeah.
And this is a first. There's horseradish in here. First time we've grown it. I've got 2 plants. I think it's probably coming about the time to dig it up, but I need to double check. So it's been quite hard to water it properly. Tom put his plant finder on it, and it said it was having too much water at one time. So I'm hoping that they'll grow, but I haven't put them in the ground because they spread like wildfire.
Oh, what's this?
There's going to be a video coming up about how to make these containers and how to make this climbing frame for the peas.
It's a good idea.
So yeah, so that will be gone into further at a later date. These are our Christmas carrots. I've been thinning them out, so those have the thinnings in there, and I'll thin them out once more to go in that one, partly as an experiment really. I know they're planted a bit late on in the year, but to be honest, I always do that with my carrots. I always do a late crop, and they last us throughout the winter, and they get really big, the carrots.
The wind has just died down.
Yeah, it's so noisy.
We are starting and stopping because it is just so windy.
These are just gorgeous, these raspberries. When I first came here, there was one little straggly plant, and we always get fruit later on in the year. I don't know what variety they are, but as you can see, I've just sort of spread them out a bit, and now we've got this amount, and they really are delicious.
Yeah, they are really nice.
Yeah.
That flappy noise is the flag. And what's round here?
Well, around here we have the water butts. This was full of shallots, this little raised bed. I made that several years ago, and it needs actually tidying up a bit.
Still got beans left.
Yeah, these are borlotti beans that when they're dry, I'm going to get them out and freeze them, and then we have them in stews and things over the winter. I've had the yellow variety of courgettes there. I think that one was the green courgette, and then another yellow variety down here, which has been quite prolific, but they now need to come out. Yeah. And the problem is that I'm redoing my compost beds, so at the moment, if I pulled it out, I haven't really got much space to be able to put the compost. So Tom and I are going to talk about what we're going to do about that later. And these have been French beans, surprisingly. They've got quite big. 2 varieties in there. One was purple and one was red, but they've finished obviously now.
It's a sad time of year because everything's kind of getting picked and dying off, isn't it?
But this has been quite prolific. Salad beet, that's grown really well, and I've been cutting it all through the summer, and it's quite tasty. And
a nice rose bush.
Yeah, this one was here as well when we got here, and it's been nothing, but Nick's taken over it over this year, and he's been pruning it and so on, and it just keeps flowering. It's constantly flowering back.
Yeah, it's really nice.
And it's got a nice little scent, not an overpowering scent, but it is lovely. Sadly, I don't know the variety.
What's in here?
Oh goodness. Right, well, Tom grew indoor melons.
We got one.
And I've grown outdoor melons, and as I say, I haven't been able to get up here really for a couple of weeks, but they don't look good at all, so we're going to take them back and just see if we've got anything to eat.
Yeah, it was just an experiment, wasn't it?
It
really?
was, yes.
You got thornless
blackberry, which I think I asked the question because the runners were coming up with thorns on them again, and they shouldn't. And someone said that all the runners do. Apparently, they try and revert back to type. So when I do get them, I try and pull them out and get rid of them because I don't want a thorny blackberry.
No. Let's go up the windy path then, shall we?
Yeah.
So there's the tomatoes.
Yeah, so the ones that are left are just gardener's delight, and I think there's one plant of hundreds and thousands in there. So today that will all be coming up and going off site to our local tip.
Yeah, with mine to be burned.
Yeah, because we don't want anything happening here. Although there's so many different theories on whether the ground is actually ruined by the blight or not.
Well, I've been reading it's not. It can only live on living organisms. So, but then I've seen a lot of people saying, "Oh no, it stays in the ground." But I kind of have seen more evidence to suggest that it does only live on living organisms.
This is an experiment. Cape gooseberries. I've never grown them before, and this is what's happening. If you go into a supermarket, when they sell them, they're little tiny orange balls, and they've got like a paper coating. I expect you're familiar with them. Apparently this paper coating, which is here, when they're ready it goes crispy. I can feel that there's a little gooseberry in there, but I don't know whether even that's going to happen here because, well, it's the middle of September now, and I don't know, or whether they'll just not develop anymore. I have been feeding them, and the little gooseberry bit in them feels quite tiny, to be honest. But there are quite a few on there.
Yeah, I read that apparently the shell will like go crispy and they might fall off, and then you'll be able to tell it will get like crunchy, but we'll see. It's the first time, isn't it?
Yeah. In this barrow here, I've actually had the first lot of chicken poo hanging in a Hessian bag. And now it's been there for, how long have you had the chickens? April.
4 or 5 months?
Yeah. So the Hessian bag actually broke and fell into the bin, which I fill in with water, and that will soon be able to be used as a chicken poo tea. So we'll see what happens there.
Yeah. Mini shed. Are you going to replace this one
Well,
soon?
possibly. I've just sold my tiller. Well, they gave a donation to the air ambulance. The charity that we do up here on the site. Because the floor was collapsing in that shed with the weight of it, and I rarely used it. So I'm either going to put a new floor in here or possibly get a new shed. I don't know, I have to decide. This one we got 10 years ago when we came here.
Oh, I've seen that sign on another channel.
Yeah, I think they're fairly prolific. Yeah, and this is just my little potting shed, which has shrunk.
Yeah.
The towel is here because you bash your head.
I think it's actually shrunk more.
I think it has.
I think what's happening is the sides are like they're going out.
Yeah.
But we can fix that.
Yeah, so this will be sorted at one point.
Lots of nice winter projects, isn't it, to do?
Yes, yeah, exactly. It's too hot to do them in the summer. This is a really prolific blackcurrant bush. And here is a butternut squash plant. And there's not many on there, but it's not doing too badly. And they're growing quite big.
Chase in every shot. It's the same when I'm trying to film stuff on mine. It's constant cat everywhere. All the time. And then leeks.
Yeah, these are giant leeks. They're actually getting a bit of leek rust. But when we have our leek and potato soup, you can just pull them off. It doesn't really damage the leeks and flavour wise or anything.
Oh, nice though.
Yeah,
leeks and nice stew or something.
Yeah, and I've been around the site and they're doing quite well actually, size wise compared to other people.
Let's go back around here. And there's a big stack of pallets because Tilly will be having the same compost bins that we've built on our plot, so we'll be doing the same thing over here for Tilly.
We will, yes. And the compost in the far bin is the chicken poop, so I don't want to lose that in any way, so I'll probably bag it up and put it to one side, and then we'll use them. And then rhubarb. We haven't really used our rhubarb much since we had the forced rhubarb at the beginning of the year, but Nick and I have found a new drink, and it's rhubarb and apple. It's not alcoholic or anything, and it tastes absolutely delicious. So we're going to see if we can get some sort of press. I don't know if anyone can recommend any nice presses, because we have an apple tree at home that has been laden with apples, and we're going to see if we can make a similar drink, because it was absolutely delicious, and maybe some other drinks. I've heard you can make rhubarb champagne, although having met with some of Nick's cousins recently, one of them had an accident and they made this sort of champagne, went away. When they came in and after their holiday and went in through the back door, they couldn't open the back door because the barrel had swollen so much it was wedged against the door. So when they bashed it and it actually made a hole in it, it all exploded in their conservatory.
Yeah, don't make that then.
No, so don't make that.
And then what have you got here?
And these are gooseberry plants. I used to have raspberries here, but they have done so poorly that I've given up with them now, and I've taken them up. They need digging up again. And Tom's going to build me 2 raised beds here, and then I'll decide what to do. I'll be able to put all compost on here for the winter, and then I'll have a couple of really nice raised beds like the ones that you grew your carrots, Tom.
Yeah, so we've got the pumpkins in as well.
Yes, yeah.
It would just be easier for you as well, won't it? More manageable.
It will be easier for me. So some of the wood Tom will use from here, and the rest we'll have to buy.
Well, what's up here then? Herb garden. Right bait, that's what we say in Devon. Right bait, right bait.
Yeah, it's lovely. And I had that when the lady at the end plot, she gave me a tiny little plant a few years ago, and it's grown really well. We've got sage behind, rosemary, I think that's valerian. The trouble is that I didn't write down the variety, and the little tags, they rot over the years.
And what's here, I think? Oh, that's a chocolate mint.
Oh, I did have fennel, but that hasn't come back this year.
Yeah, chocolate mint, that's nice.
Oh, that's the chocolate mint now.
It's nice with vanilla ice cream, isn't it?
It is.
And then blueberries, blueberry land in here. But all the blues have gone.
They've gone.
You
So
picked them all.
I know, and it became a bit overgrown with nasturtiums. So I've managed to get most of the nasturtiums up, and I'm just finishing off because it doesn't really need the netting over it in the winter. And what I normally do is I get a load of pine needles from Tom's plot and sprinkle them all around. They each have a bag of more acid compost, and then they'll get pruned as well. And we do have loads of blueberries actually.
And then in here,
Well, in here there's some sprouts and greyhound cabbage which needs spraying because look.
whitefly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like on ours, it's just like, and we use like a sort of a bug spray. We use the same one actually.
Yeah.
It's not like an industrial thing or anything.
No.
And it just doesn't work.
No.
And I've tried the soapy water thing as well. That doesn't work either.
No.
This year they just seem to be like mutant whitefly that's immune to everything.
Yeah, you asked your neighbour, didn't he? And he said just leave them and they should be all right.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, I've given up. I mean, yeah, he said, don't worry about the whitefly. It's a caterpillar you've got to be wary of. So I'm just leaving it.
Yeah. And hopefully if it gets cold, it will kill them off anyway.
Yeah.
But this is my second sowing of cabbage and things this year, and I have had quite a few cabbages.
Yeah, it's been nice.
It has been,
Yeah.
and at times I've had to give the chickens when I've run out of greens.
Spoiled chickens.
But I haven't given them any sweet corn,
Oh, good.
although Nick sneakily gave them one the other day because he said it was a bit small and he wanted to see whether they liked it.
Well, the chickens, as you guys know, we've had these chickens for since April. I think what I'll do, we fed them when we first got up here, so I'm just going to cut to them being absolute little piggies and eating all sorts of pasta and rice, little treats they have, and they get this thing called rice beak. It's really funny when their beaks get covered in rice. I really like it. It's so funny. So let's cut to that. We're sheltering in the polytunnel because it's so windy today.
Yeah. If it's not raining, it's windy.
Yeah, or planes or helicopters flying over.
Yeah, or trains that you can hear from the station.
Yeah, or people shouting.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, I hope you enjoyed the little tour of Tilly's plot.
Yep, hopefully you did. Sorry again that I haven't filmed anything very recently, but circumstances and so on. But anyway, I've got a lot of work to do now, a lot of tidying and sorting out before the winter and so on. So the first thing I'm going to do is to get rid of all those tomatoes and the awful blighted stems.
Yeah, diseases everywhere. But yeah, Tilly's filmed a lot of stuff over the summer, which obviously you guys haven't seen, so I'm putting together a video of Tilly's Make Do and Mend, so lots of little projects and things.
Yeah, 'cause it's really nice to do little projects over the winter, isn't it?
Yeah.
And because we come up all year round, we're not sort of the fair weather gardener type.
Yeah.
We come up, well, someone comes up at least once a day because of the chickens, but we've always come up all year round. There's nothing I like better than coming up here. It's all frosty and cold. You're in your shed, looking at seeds and things on the phone, and with a nice cup of hot coffee or something.
And a bacon sandwich. But yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed that one, and thank you so much for watching. Please do drop it a like if you liked it, and please consider subscribing if you haven't already.
Yeah, that would be great. It really would. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and drop a comment, because we always have time to reply to all your comments because you take the time to write them.
Yes, and no one can know everything about gardening. Even if you worked a lifetime on it from a child to 90 odd, you still wouldn't know everything. So it's really great to get other people's opinions of things as well. You know, and that's really good. Everyone's got their own way of doing things, and it's good to think, you know, oh well, I think I'll try something new this year, see if I get an improved crop, and that's what we do, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, anyway, take care guys, and we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, see you soon.
Bye.